Well, welcome in to the OHSBBA Division I State Tournament from the campus of Pickerington Central High School in the greater Columbus area. Alongside Richard Skinner, I'm Jason Griefer. Great to have you here with us. It is quarterfinal number 2 on the day here on this opening day of the two-day tournament. It'll be the Elder Panthers, the number 1 overall seed and the number 1 team in the state of Ohio, coming in, taking on the Cinderella Celtics out of Dublin, Jerome. Elder enters the matchup here today 25-1 on the season, winners of 24 straight. They swept Sycamore in the South Region Final to get here, back here to the state tournament. On the other side, the Celtics of Dublin, Jerome, as I said, Cinderella story, 17-9. They were the 6th seed in the East Region and beat 2nd seed Thomas Worthington in the regional final in a 5-setter to get here to this quarterfinal round. And Skinny, we look at the way things shake out. Elder, the overwhelming favorite. They've been the best team in the state of Ohio all year long. Dublin, Jerome, I know you had a chance to talk to some of their coaches. They know they're not supposed to be here, and they're carrying themselves like it. That's a loose group we're seeing from the Celtics. Yeah,
as you can maybe see in your screen right now, they've got some very colorful shirts, to say the least, kind of Las Vegas-y themed, glittery, all of those things. And I asked one of the coaches, I said, what's the theme behind these shirts? And he said, well, you know, I guess we should act like we've been here before, but since we've never been here before, we're going to act like we've never been here before. So we're going to dress like it, and I think it's pretty cool.
I like it. Enjoy it for sure. You know, have some fun with it. We can actually give you a look at it right now. There you go. There's the outfits that the entire Dublin Jerome staff has broken out here for this tournament. I like it. Again, they know they were not favored to get here. They're not supposed to be here, and they're taking on the juggernaut in the Elder Panthers. So why not enjoy it? And I think you could say for Dublin Jerome, they're playing with house money right now because of all the factors that we're discussing here.
Yeah, no question. They beat a Worthington team in the regional final that actually, if you start to look at everybody in the state, Worthington beat just about everybody in the state not named Elder.
Well, including they beat Dublin Jerome twice in the regular season.
Right, and so, you know, when you get this kind of loosey-goosey situation, strange things can happen. But what you mentioned, Elder, they lost just the 2nd match of the season to fall to 1-1. They've won 24 in a row since. They played a very difficult schedule. This would be a monumental upset if Jerome were to pull it. I think it'd be monumental if Jerome wins a set, to be honest with you.
We had nearly a monumental upset in the first quarterfinal of the day. Moeller had to escape against Olentangy Liberty after the Crusaders of Moeller won the first 2 sets. They wound up letting the sets 3 and 4, I should say, get away, and the Crusaders wound up escaping 19-17 in the 5th. So Moeller is through to the semifinal. Elder and Dublin Jerome trying to get there as well. The winner of our matchup here will take on either Centerville or St. Ignatius on Sunday, June the 5th. Really looking forward to this one. Should be a good one. Elder, the overwhelming favorite. Dublin Jerome trying to pull the upset. We'll see what happens here in just a moment in this OHSBBA Division I quarterfinal. Both teams been introduced here on the floor. The top seed Elder Panthers to take on the Jerome Celtics. And before we get started, Richard Skinner has the officiating lineup.
Yes, indeed. The first referee, the up referee, is David Barnes. The down referee is Richard Peck. And our line judges here in this match, Brian Washburn and Dave McRae.
Elder will be on the left side of the court in the gray jerseys with the white numbers, save for the libero, Fred Harvey. And on the right side of the court will be the Jerome Celtics, all black with the exception of Cam Eckleberry, who will be the libero. He was wearing the white. Jerome 17-9 on the season, the 6th seed out of the East region, defeated Thomas Worthington in the regional final. Elder, meanwhile, has won 24 straight coming into this one. They cruised past Sycamore High School in the South Regional final to get here to the state tournament. As we talked in the before the break, Elder the overall and overwhelming favorite here in this Division I tournament, looking to get back to the finals where they got last year and were beaten by Moeller in 4 sets. They look to take the next step here, led by head coach Sean Tierney, who was named the Coach of the Year in the state of Ohio. And Elder will have the first serve to our left with the outside hitter Sam Schwally to get things underway in this quarterfinal. First attempt from the bright red shoes of Connor Kemp, not there, and Bianco passing it out wide. And Mounty's first attempt, Drew Mounty that is, off the antenna. Drew Mounty, the state player of the year in Ohio. The pass, though, from Bianco led him astray in the first point to the Celtics.
Yeah, that's the only way Jerome, I think, hangs around here is they need to have Elder have some errors, and that was a really unforced error there by Elder.
Nearly another unforced error as the serve received, went back over. Bianco, nice back set. Bianco and Mounty, probably the best 1-2 combination in the state of Ohio right now, and Bianco dumps it over on the second nicely for Elder's first point.
Yeah, Alex Lefford did a good job to get up for the block for Jerome, but couldn't re-counter off of it.
Will Buskin, senior tri-captain, to play this one in, and misses long.
Well, Jerome's 2 points have come off of Elder errors. One off the set, one off the service. Get a few of those, then go earn a couple, and you hang around and make Elder feel a little tight.
Buskin stay on the floor, not a long one as he heads out. And Eckleberry play it in. Here is Bianco. Bright purple shoes, can't miss him. Pushed over, nice dig by Eckleberry. 50-50 ball, that's going to be a tough one, and somehow that got over. What a play by Henry Guerrera. Yeah. Elder winds up taking advantage of it anyway, but we had a perfect look at that, Skinny. That is a difficult angle for Guerrera.
He had to get that inside the antenna, over the official to some way, shape, or form, and got into play, but then Joey Bianco, too much power.
Bianco on serve now. He's as good as there is in the state. Would not have been surprised to see both he and Mounty named co-players of the year in Ohio, and now a miss it up front, and it's 3-2 in favor of Elder. This is an Elder team that you're going to have to come up to the level of in order to beat them. They have been remarkably dominant all year long. And that is a wicked serve.
Great effort.
Bianco still alive for the moment, and then eventually bounces off the scoreboard on the far side here. Elder is 25-1 on the year. 18 of their wins have been in straight sets. They lead 4-2, and Bianco on serve once again. Took a little off.
Great change up.
Oh, what a play with the left, and Guerrera sends it over on the third. Bianco tees it up. Push to the far side and kept alive still, and Elder just flexing their muscle early. It's 5-2.
Jerome's doing some good things defensively, but they've not been able to get anything of a counter. They're just barely keeping stuff alive, and that's a tough place to live against a good team. Jerome's head coach, Phil Cagnoli, just telling his guys to settle in. It's early in the match. Now Bianco gives one back. This will bring Aiden Eberhardt onto the match in the front line for Jerome on the front left, wearing 11, and heading back to serve is Kai Van Borgendien, the junior setter. Eberhardt's their biggest player at 6'6".
Nicely handled on the back line by Schwally. Here is Schwally from the back. The third here for Guerrera. Going to the back. Schwally is there again. Bianco. Beautiful set to the player of the year in Ohio, and he delivers the goods.
That's about as good a set as you're going to see. I mean, he knew exactly where to go with it, put perfect touch on it, set his teammate up perfectly. So we've seen Bianco at the net with a spike. We've seen him with a perfect set and with an ace off of a serve. That's a pretty good start.
That's why I said I wouldn't have been surprised if he would have been named co-player of the year in Ohio. That tells you how good Drew Mounty has been all year long. Quick play into the middle, put away by the Celtics, and Brady Kilgren, the sophomore, delivers.
Well, the first point that Jerome has earned that wasn't an Elder error, and they earned it very nicely.
Jerome coming out really fired up here early on. Again, the Cinderella story, if you will. Feel like they're playing with house money getting here to the tournament. Left side, that's kept alive by Bianco. Harvey sets up to Mounty from the back, and he'll just get it through the wall.
Well, it's nice when you can set attacks at the net and you can set attacks from the back, and that time Mounty came from the back.
That's the thing with this Elder team. On top of everything else, they are so balanced offensively. They can get you on the left, get you on the right, get you from the back, and they varied up from point to point. They don't stick with one set routine. And now Fred Harvey to serve. And Borgendine, nice back set. Took a little off that time, maybe a little bit of a missed time on the jump for Aiden Everhart, but Skinny, to your point, that size helps.
Yeah, I think that was completely mistimed on his part. It's like throwing a changeup he didn't mean to throw, and it threw Elder way off defensively. But hey, take the point.
Absolutely. I can see Everhart kind of after the play saying, yeah, I got away with one there. 7-5 in favor of Elder in the opener. Harvey, a tough handle, and that throws things out of sequence.
Good defense.
Blocked back. Schwally over for the third. 50-50 ball, and if you're going to leave 50-50 balls up continuously throughout the match, Elder is going to make you pay. Buskin takes it back for the Panthers. David Maurer to serve. His final go-around on the volleyball court. He's an outstanding football player at Elder, too. He's headed on to the University of Dayton to play football for the Flyers. On the right side,
good swing there.
Beauty from Aiden Everhart.
That was perfectly placed. Good velocity on it. Nothing Elder could do.
Everhart now back to serve. The Celtics trailing 8-6 here in the opener. Good back and forth action thus far between these two. Bianco, cross court, right on the money to Schwally. You can't do it any better than that pass from Bianco.
I mean, that is perfect.
That is a long way to get that ball over there, and he put it right in the pocket for Schwally to bury.
And Schwally with the perfect timing on the leap as well.
He's Schwally, a guy not the biggest guy on the floor, but he can jump as high as anybody in this tournament. Another 50-50 ball. This time it will go the way of the Celtics as it caught the line on the near side off the hand of Van Borgendine.
And Borgendine, the only really, two guys made all region for them, but he was the second teamer. They didn't have anybody on the first team, and Henry Guerrera, 22, was an honorable mention. That's all they had on the all region team.
Not let alone had nobody on all state.
Right.
You play well enough together, though, those individual honors don't matter. And there's Bianco laying it up for the player of the year and Drew Mounty. What amazes me with Bianco, Skinny, is how he can deliver these passes from all over the court. He doesn't just sit in the middle and go left, right. He can go anywhere to get these balls and puts them exactly where they need to be.
I mean, they're on a perfect tee.
Buskin. Eckelberry had to go low to get it. Here is Guerrera, and Bianco kept it alive. Schwally from the back into the net.
One thing that Jerome's done a pretty good job of so far is handling the serves.
Outside of that one ace from Bianco, they've been in control on those initial serve receives. Cam Eckelberry on serve. Jerome trailing 10-8 to the #1 team in the state. Eckelberry with the dig. This is Guerrera, the junior, going back corner. It's kept up by Harvey. Another beautiful pass.
That set is just, it's exquisite. I'm not sure I could get a machine and say, machine, put ball here, let guy swing.
I was just about to say, it's exquisite, and some of these are borderline seemingly impossible, and he's making it look easy, is Joey Bianco, and now he's on serve with his team leading 11-8. And that is a nasty serve to go with it from the back. That is blocked up front by Mounty. Also in on the play, Andrew Zimmer, the senior middle blocker.
Connor Kemp did a great job to receive that and really put it into play for his team, but they couldn't take advantage of it.
Little tape job. That'll make it more playable for the Celtics. Guerrera had to wait on it, though. Schwally going the wrong way with it. Bianco at least gets it playable for Schwally's third. Guerrera slipped a little bit as he went up and had to wait. Bianco, the back set this time. Boy, he is doing it all. David Maurer with the kill on the right side.
Don't forget, he's the one that kept that point alive by hustling it down to set it back up for Schwally. That's going to cause Dublin Jerome to take a timeout.
Joey Bianco asserting himself early in this one, doing it in all phases of the game, and Elder leads Jerome by 5 in the opener. Elder 13, Dublin Jerome 8 here in the first set of this quarterfinal. And so far, Skinny, the story has been the man on serve right now for Elder and Joey Bianco.
Well, we've seen him at the net with a spike. We've seen him with about probably 4 or 5 assists. We've seen him make a few defensive plays. He's got a service 8, and we're barely halfway through set number 1. That's a full day's work.
And here he comes in to keep the momentum going for Elder, at least in his mind anyway. Guerrera, that's a tough
nice play.
I love that play there from Van Borgendine. Trying to get clever with it. Elder just has too many answers. They are so balanced on both the front and the back line, and even a smart play like it from Van Borgendine, Elder was ready for it.
Yeah, didn't catch him off guard at all, and that was a brilliant play by Van Borgendine.
14-8. Bianco's run remains. Took a little off that time, and the spin just ate up Guerrera for the ace. Well, you look at the way Bianco is playing thus far, and you're asking to yourself, what can't he do on the court? That one's going long. A little missed time on the throw. And Jerome finally stops the bleeding off that Bianco serve run, and a good rotation here for Jerome, maybe at the right time as Eberhardt comes back in to replace Yamayuchi.
Yeah, they need to get on a little bit of a run right here, and they've got their big guys at the net.
Van Borgendine, though, gives it right back. You cannot give free points to this Elder team.
Because they're going to go on 3- and 4-point runs at a time. That's the problem with it.
3 and 4 for every one.
Yep.
And that's how you find yourself down 7 in the opener. That's blocked. Might have been off the lid there of Zimmer. And this isn't going to make it. Mounty remains on serve, and Elder pulling away here in the opening set. Eckelberry, a tough handle, but did it nicely. Mounty with the dig. Bianco sets
great
up.
Body control.
Little indecisiveness there between Maurer and Mounty. A rare miscommunication for the Panthers. And the Celtics take it back.
Bianco did a great job with body control to not go under the net or into the net, and he didn't get a great set off of that because of it.
Henry Guerrera. Bianco goes down almost to the seat of his pants to set that one. Zimmer with the play. Nice play off the net from Eberhardt. Bianco, the back set to Maurer.
Ow, look out.
Boy, Van Borgendine might want to check his fillings.
Yeah, that hit him right in the face. But again, there's Bianco mixing up his sets. Set that one behind him that time, and that's just hard to defend. You don't know where to set your block.
Fred Harvey with the serve. That initial play, that spells disaster for Jerome.
Will Buskin got about as easy a point as he's going to get, and we're going to get another timeout for Jerome.
Jerome will spend its second and final timeout of the set. The #1 team in the state, the Elder Panthers, flexing their muscle in the opener. They're leading 19-10. Jerome looking for answers in this opening set, and they've quickly realized what kind of a buzzsaw they've run into as they find themselves down 9. However, Skinny, we can say then back to the first quarterfinal, looked like a similar story with Moeller beating Olentangy Liberty handily early on, and Liberty came back and pushed it to 5, and Jerome was here watching that match, so even though they're down right now by 9 in the first, still a long way to go in this match.
That's right. Liberty kept grinding, finally found something, and there maybe is a start.
You need some help from the opposite side to dig out of a hole like this, and Harvey misses on the serve. And this will bring on Will Helmrich, the senior midi, Try and keep the score going back towards Jerome. Here's Mountie from the back middle, and just too good.
You know, Mountie's only 6'3", and I say only because you get a lot of guys that are hitters that are 6'6", 6'7", but man, does he get up. Him and Schwally both, they elevate.
Quads for days on those two. And now Maurer, who's a heck of an athlete himself, with the first play. And Borgendine, and to the back line, trying to go there was Connor Kemp, and misses long.
I think the frustrating part for Jerome is they've actually handled the service for the most part pretty well to give themselves offensive opportunities. They just can't put anything away.
Oh.
Ouch.
That looked like a screwball coming off the hand of Maurer there, spinning down and towards the right. And it's an 11-point lead for Elder. Maurer misses this time.
And that ball goes out in the cafeteria area, is long gone.
And while that ball's out there, if it wants to bring up a bottle of water up here from the hospitality room, I wouldn't object to it.
Yeah, it's finally come back.
Okay,
it came back dry, unfortunately for you.
Yeah, sorry. Shoot. Come on. Gonna have a talk with that ball during the set.
Exactly. His name might be Wilson.
A missed serve here, and Elder quickly 2 points away from a first set rout. Schwally back on serve for the Panthers.
Oh, what a block at the net.
It just went wide.
Yep. Bianco and Buskin both were there. Both got a good piece of it, but knocked it just a hair wide. But that's a problem for Jerome. They just can't get much going offensively.
And that was solid contact from Connor Kemp. 23-13 in favor of Elder. A little scramble here, and Bianco, look at that pass. That should not be able to be done, and Bianco made it look easy. Schwally from the back just pokes it over.
Good
nice
play.
dive from Eckelberry.
Yeah, there was a good block, but that one went out of play too. As high to try to get it was Henry Guerrero, 22.
11 set points for the Elder Panthers. Panther fans just below us, clad in purple and white, on their feet. And Buskin will look to close it out. And Borgendine quick into the middle this time, and one set point will be saved off the hand of Leffler.
Yeah, Leffler looked like he mistimed that just a hair, and again, because of it, Elder's defenders had already jumped.
You almost wonder at times as we see that if it's almost intentional, so, at least on occasion.
It should be.
Yes.
It's a good change of pace.
Elder only needs 2 tries to close out an impressive first set win. Jerome has not played poorly by any means. Elder's just a step above, at least through one set anyway. The Panthers take it 25-14. Before set number 2 begins, let's take a look at the OHS BVA Regional All-Stars. Elder takes set 1 comfortably over Jerome, 25-14, asserting itself as the #1 team, not only out of the South region, but in the state of Ohio. Set 2 about to begin here. It's going to be look back at that first set, and I didn't see any monumental errors from Dublin Jerome on their side of things. Elder was just a step above.
I mean, how many hitting errors did Elder have? Not very many, right? And that's the problem. I mean, they just don't make mistakes.
They're just a service error or 2 here and there, and that's
not much.
Just a solid all-around first set for the Panthers. The Celtics will try and get this going. Harvey doesn't get clean contact. The pass there, another good one from Bianco, but Mountie sails it long.
Hate to keep harping on how good Bianco's played, but he ran that down in a tough spot defensively, right? And then turns it into a scoring opportunity.
Harvey, better job handling it this time, and just sets it up right down the pipe for Will Buskin. But Buskin sails long, so a couple of mistakes here early for Elder. And if you're Jerome, you're taking that all day long. Not all Elder had to play from behind virtually in almost any match they've had all year long. Bianco.
Well, he can do that too.
And it looks effortless in doing it. Knew exactly where to go, put it right in the middle.
I mentioned to you during the break, when he sets, sometimes it looks like he's literally catching it and throwing it, which is illegal.
Yes.
But he's just got such strong fingertips.
He rides that line, but rarely, if ever, gets called. Van Borgendy, nice ball to Guerrera, but I don't think that made it over.
Yeah, it looked like that was either mistimed by Guerrera or just misplaced on the set, and he really wasn't able to get much on it and put it right into the net.
And if anything, Jerome's got to shore things up on the outside. Van Borgendy's putting some good balls out there. They've just not been able to deliver on the outside thus far. They'll go into the middle quickly this time. It's kept alive. Bianco with the second again. He times those so well and knows exactly when to pull the trigger on those. It's like he has a sixth sense and knows where the defense is going to be aligned every play. Long on the serve. So again, another mistake here for Elder early in the set.
It's weird because it's exactly how the last set started. The first 3 points for Jerome were scored on Elder errors, whether service or hitting errors, and same thing here, all 3 points on errors.
Eckelberry to play this one in. All right, put Jerome back in front. Bianco with the back and on the slide from Zimmer.
Guerrera got a good block on that one.
Downey had to step out a bit. The pass from Gruen, not a good one. Jerome now in scramble mode. Bianco pushed it to the back. That'll let Elder get reset. Guerrera, nicely done, cross court for the winner.
They haven't had a lot of winners so far, and that was one of their best ones, if not the best one of either of the first 2 sets. Guerrera going cross court.
Got a few Jerome fans off their feet just below us, liking what they see.
They've got a nice rooting section right below us. Both teams do.
The thing I love seeing is from this Celtics team as well is they're not afraid of what's across the court from them. Just another challenge they've got to try to overcome. Eckelberry puts it into the net, but they do not look overwhelmed or intimidated by Elder in any way, shape, or form.
No, they just can't string points together is the problem. And you know Elder eventually is going to put one of those strings together. They might do it with this guy serving.
Bianco on serve. Had a great service run in the first set that really was the difference. There you go. If you're Jerome fans out there, Brady Kilgren, the sophomore, winning a 50-50.
Yep. Bianco dove to get it, went right to the net for the 50-50, and Kilgren at 6'5" was able to put it away. He's just a sophomore.
We've seen a load of talented sophomores in this tournament across the board. Zimmer couldn't put it down. Guerrera. He's been the focus of the Jerome offense. This guy, Mounty, getting it done this time for the Panthers. We're tied at 5.
I don't know if Drew Mounty can play basketball. I really don't care, but if I have a dunk contest, he's going to be in it because, man, can he get up.
Here he is on serve. Little tape and a little bit of a break. And sometimes you got to be lucky to be good, and sometimes when you're good, you get luck on your side.
Yeah, Cam Eckelberry, the libero, has done a good job handling service and almost was able to salvage that one. But the net took too much off of it.
6-5 in favor of Elder. Backline ace as Guerrera took some 3 steps ahead and just vacated his area.
Yeah, you've talked in baseball terms with some of these serves. I'm not so sure that wasn't a bit of a sinker because it looked like it was heading out and then just died.
Downey goes back middle, and Eckelberry handles this one nicely. Eberhardt mishit. Three-point Elder lead. I think this is a good time out here for Phil Cagnoli, the head coach of Jerome, sensing things starting to get away just a bit. Elder trying to build a lead. It's currently at 3. Elder leads the match 1-0 and leads here in the second set 8-5. Here in this quarterfinal, the winner advances to Sunday's semifinal to take on either Centerville or St. Ignatius. That match coming up a little bit later on here today at Pick Central High School.
Saw St. Ignatius. I did the North region last week. Well, we were all split up around the state doing those games, and boy, St. Ignatius was impressive. They played Firestone. They overmatched Firestone, but they still were really impressive.
Mounty into the net, out of the timeout here.
So is that a good timeout then? I guess it was.
Depends on if you can capitalize out of it.
And that's the thing. They've not been able to string much stuff together. Chance to do so here, getting it back on serve.
Guerrero with a soft one across, and Bianco into the middle, and Zimmer misses wide. Was that touch? No.
Nope.
Not often we've seen Elder go through the middle up front, and Zimmer trying to get a little too precise, misses the far sideline. They've been targeting Harvey a lot on these serve receives. Zimmer goes into the tape this time.
Yeah, Kilgore was there to greet him. I think even he hadn't hit the tape, Kilgore was going to spike that back the other way.
And I would be surprised in this next serve receive if Bianco goes into the middle to Zimmer once more. We're tied at 8. Not going to matter as now an ace puts the Celtics in the lead.
All right.
I think it was a good timeout.
They've run off 4 straight since.
Guerrero remains on serve, gets a little tape, but this time playable. Bianco with the back set to Maurer, and just as I thought, he wasn't going to go back into the middle for a third time, and David Maurer gets the serve back.
Kilgore got up there to get a piece of it, but not enough to send it back the other way, send it sideways.
Fred Harvey to serve with the set tied at 9. Van Borgendine gets it done here on the near side. That was Connor Kemp going through the wall.
Connor Kemp, a 5'11" outside hitter.
Boy, I got to tell you, Skinny, a lot of media guides will exaggerate a player's height. I think Kemp's getting shortchanged. I'm not saying he needs to be listed as 6'5", but I'm looking at the kid down there on the floor right now. He's not 5'11".
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that.
This play going back over. Bianca goes deep and back, and now Mountie into the tape. And what we're seeing right now is Jerome starting to believe a little more and more that they belong out here on the same floor with Elder. 11-9 in favor of the Celtics.
50-50.
Bianco sets it back beautifully to Buskin.
How about that? That was really more of a 50-50 that Bianco flipped back the other way to make it his team's favor on the set, and he makes another spectacular play. I mean, he could have gone up, Jason, and played that as a 50-50 and said, nah, I'm going to flip it back a little bit to my teammate who's got a better shot at it than me.
Maurer on serve. Heckleberry, another nice handle of the serve receive. An awkward play there, and so it's a free one for Elder across court. Not the best pass from Bianco. The first time we've seen a pass for him be off. Near side, and not there as Kemp went into the net. $11 aside here in set number 2.
Almost all the offense, it seems like, for Jerome is being set to the left-hand side of the net. That makes it pretty easy to set your defense.
See if Jerome goes opposite this time. Yes, they will.
Yes, they will.
Didn't work, but the play's still there. And Borgany, nice back set. Harvey is there for Elder. Bianco with the second, doesn't work that time. 50-50, tapped over, and nicely done with the left hand by Alex Leffler.
I think part of what you said a minute ago is true. You know, you play that first set, it's the behemoth on the other side. They got on a roll. They were playing great. You think, do we really belong? Well, then all of a sudden you look up in this set, and here we are about halfway through, and you go, you know what? Maybe we can hang around and pull something off.
And the Celtics leading at 12-11, entering play today, 17-9 on the season, and pulling the upset of Thomas Worthington to win the East region. Yamauchi on serve. Bianco crossed to Schwally. Had to poke that one just a bit and missed it wide.
Couple of rare bad sets for Bianco the last couple.
He is human.
He is human. We just now found that out. Didn't seem like it there for the first set and a half.
He's not a machine. He's just Joey. Musashi Yamauchi on serve.
Ooh, that's long.
Well long. I've caught that on the downslope of his small jump.
And he'll rotate out after the service.
Everhart comes back in. Jerome still leading, 13-12. And Schwally back on serve. Into the tape, no, off the antenna. I tell you, Skinny, I continue to be impressed with Kai Van Borgendine in the middle for Jerome up front. I am too. He is setting everything up on a tee. His outside guys just continue to struggle.
Kemp trying to go around that wall and couldn't do so, and now Elder with another error gives a point back to Jerome and the serve back to Jerome.
As big of anything, it's psychological right now for Jerome to see on the scoreboard they still have the lead.
Right.
Midway through this set. Connor Kemp now on serve. That was a late sub.
That was a late substitution.
Very late sub. As Brady Kilgren headed out and Leffler came back. Harvey a little off that time, but still playable. Here is Mounty, blocked. Harvey will set it up. Mounty reloads and delivers.
Great placement by Mounty. They actually went up. If he'd have come down the near side, they had him blocked there, but at the last second, it looked like he saw it in the corner of his eye to go cross court and put it in there perfectly where there really wasn't any defense.
14 all in the second. This is Will Buskin. Van Borgendine, another beautiful set to Guerrera. Buskin keeps it playable at least. Schwally's safe with the third. And Borgendine with the back set from the back row. The job is done.
Yeah, that was tipped.
And Kemp sent it through, tipped in the front. Like that change there from Jerome to go from the back to try to generate some offense, and Kemp keeps Jerome in the lead. Eckelberry with a low flat, and Bianco with the second, and Jerome's getting more of a keen eye to that. Another one from the back, caught the line.
Yeah, Eckelberry's done a great job of digging stuff out, and
he has taken some punishment thus far in this match. And now we're going to see an Elder timeout.
How about that?
And Jerome is here, and they are believing the upset-minded Jerome Celtics leading #1 Elder 16-14 in the second. Jerome playing with some energy right now in the second, and also executing technically on the floor, Skinny. It's got him a 2-point lead, and right now Elder on their heels just a touch.
Elder's made probably more errors than if you statistically look they would normally make, but Jerome's also making some plays on its side, so it's not just all Elder mistakes. I think some of it is you just get in this environment, you haven't been here, you know what you're playing against, and I think the first set showed that, and they've kind of settled in here in the second set.
They've loosened up quite a bit as well after the first set went decidedly in favor of Elder. 50-50 ball, and Bianco pushes it over. This will still be playable. And boy, a miss hit from Van Borgendine, and he knew it.
Did you see the look on his face?
Yeah.
That was a big wide, how did that happen?
I got away with one there. Enough backspin as it hit off his fingertips to drop in. You need those breaks too. Boy, good decision by Schwally. He was ready to play that one and let it go. Boy,
Maurer rotates back in, so now they got their main guys on the front line at the moment.
And Elder has their main guy on serve in Joey Bianco. But he puts it into the net.
Looked like he mistimed that. He's mistimed the toss a little bit. I think it's more the toss that's gotten away from him than anything else.
And with that, he and thus Elder have not been as sharp here in the second. This is Leffler. Nicely done in the serve receive.
Oh, what a play!
That is incredible from Bianco. Still playable for Guerrera, cross court wide.
And that was all Bianco, because that should not have been saved the way he saved it.
That is such a difficult thing to play that off the net, and then Bianco putting it in position to at least make it a challenge for the opposite side. Mounty on serve. And a miscommunication there as Kemp stepped in front of Eckelberry to play that and probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, I think if Eckelberry can play these serves, that's who you want, because he's done a good job of not just playing them, but playing them where his team can set some offense off of it.
And he has handled them well for most of the match. Mounty to serve to try and tie it up. Here he is again. That's a 50-50 one. Trying for the back tap. That time was Van Borgendine. Where does Bianco go? Into the middle to Zimmer, and this time it gets through the hands of Kilgren. $18-all. And that's the thing, as well as Jerome has been playing here in this set.
You look up and the lead's gone.
Yes. Van Borgendine. He's had such a good day setting, and Guerrera puts it away on the right to put Jerome back in front.
Guerrera seems to have been their most consistent hitter in this second set.
He has been, primarily did a lot of his work on the left in the first set, and now he's been doing more damage on the right. And here he is on serve. Bianco, beautiful back set.
Great defense.
Scramble, Van Borgendine makes it playable. And Elder resets. Bianco into the middle, Zimmer, got it.
That's set to the middle, and if you got no blockers, I mean, how do you defend that? You just got to get lucky if you're on the ground and dig it out, but it's almost near impossible.
Zimmer out, Buskin in on the front line. We're tied at 19. And Fred Harvey to serve for the Panthers.
This is where great teams persevere through a match you didn't play well in and then take advantage late. Let's see if they do it.
Van Borgendine, beautiful back set. Eberhardt trying to go with a soft one, not there. Bianco out wide to Schwally. Blocked up front by Aiden Eberhardt.
Well, he's the biggest guy I mentioned on their roster at 6'6". He looks like he's got a little bit longer wingspan as well. He got way high to block that one.
20-19 in favor of Jerome in the latter stages of the set. Imagine how the Jerome fan base and that bench will feel if Jerome would be able to pull away with and win this second set. Another back set, but it's rejected by Kemp.
Sure he's 5'11"?
No.
I don't know. I'm looking. He's about a head smaller, but no, man, can he get up?
No, and he's not. Timeout, Elder. Jerome is in full belief right now. Late stages of the second set. The Celtics trying to even this match at 1 set apiece. They lead by 2. 21-19. Jerome leading number 1 Elder here in set number 2. After Elder cruised to a set 1 win, 25-14.
If they win this set, you're going to get a little more electricity in this building, I got a feeling.
And I wonder what kind of nerves would possibly come into play for Elder. As I said earlier in the broadcast, 18 of their 26 matches on the year, Elder has won in straight sets. Nice dig by Guerrera. Here is Kemp to the back. Mountie didn't catch that clean. Defense continues to be there for Jerome. Eberhardt down.
That was a tough set, too, because it looked like it was set really off to the far right side of where Eberhardt had to swing from. And he made a good swing on it. Kind of fortunate, I think, too, that Elder was able to get a piece to knock it out of play and get Jerome another point.
They just keep fighting and keep scratching, and now it's an ace.
Here comes that electricity.
Will Helmrich with the ace. And Jerome now 2 points away from the set. And Elder does not have a timeout to use. Bianco,
great
dug
defense.
out. Guerrero with the dig. And that'll be a double called against Van Borgendine.
Yeah, he argued it for a second. Actually, he's going to walk over, talk to the down referee. He shakes his head no. Now he's going to come over and talk to the up referee, and both of them turn him down.
David Maurer on serve. Elder trailing by 3 late in the second. Van Borgendine, the back set to Eberhardt, missed the hit.
I think he mistimed his jump again there too, just a hair.
He jumped just a bit early.
Yep.
And caught it on the downslope, and now Jerome will take a timeout here, and I think it's another well-timed timeout for the Celtics. Late in the second, Elder trying to come back. Jerome still leads by 2. Phil Cagnoli, head coach of Dublin Jerome, sensing momentum slipping away just a bit, uses his second and final timeout as Jerome had a lead of 23-19, and now Elder's cut the deficit in half with David Maurer on serve, looking to continue his role. Feeling this is a set Jerome cannot let slip away.
No, if you're gonna pull any kind of upset, you got to get this even at a set apiece and put some pressure on Elder.
And it's in. Eckelberry made the wrong decision to let that one go. He has been so good on serve receives throughout this match. Not the time you need a mystery.
I think now is the time just be aggressive, play everything you can play just about.
23-22 Jerome. Eckelberry
good play.
Off the side. Guerrera from the back, and it's kept alive. It's going back over. Van Borgendine with the back set. Eberhardt dug out by Maurer. It's over, and the second one is put down by Kemp, and Jerome now has a couple of set points to work with.
That was a well-played point both ways. Off the serve, what a play by Eckelberry.
How many guys at this level would we see that just completely eat up?
Oh. 85-90% maybe?
To step off to the right side like that and keep it straight up into the air. Yep. And now Musashi Yamauchi to level the match at a set apiece. Set point number 1 for Jerome. And it's into the tape.
That's a tough one.
And Yamauchi out. And Aiden Eberhardt back in. Sam Schwally to serve for Elder.
Yeah, now you got to get set point off your defense, and that's not a good place to be.
Set point number 2 for Jerome. Pop fly serve, not a good play there from Guerrera.
This is going to give Elder a good opportunity.
Bianco goes with the left and got it. Indecisiveness between Eberhardt and Guerrera on the back. And Elder has saved 2 set points. We're tied at 24. Bianco has had a very quiet second set, but comes up big in the clutch. Van Borgendine quick into the middle. It's blocked beautifully by Buskin. And now Elder has a set point. And Jerome does not have a timeout to use.
Why has his team won 24 in a row and is number 1 in the state? You're watching it. Not playing their best and still a chance to win set 2.
That ball is deflected. Harvey made the wrong read to touch that one, and that was going wide. And Jerome catches a break to stay in the set and likely the match. Connor Kemp's turn, 25 all. Caught a tape, but stays over. Mounty up the line, that's indefensible.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you're just hoping it goes out.
Set point number 2 coming for Elder. What would be a huge blow for Jerome if they let this second set get away.
They have been gritty, they've been gutty, and they've really played pretty well here in set number 2.
Here is Will Buskin, senior tri-captain. Kemp, a beautiful play. Van Borgendine to Guerrera. Playable, and a whistle blew.
They went in the net, I think.
They did, yes. Guerrera touched the net, and Elder rallies. The Elder Panthers down 4 late in the set, come back for a 27-25 win, and now lead 2 sets to none. Jerome, we'll see how they rebound on the other side of the set break. And while we're in the set break, let's take a look at our all-state performers. Set number 3 about to begin in this quarterfinal matchup. Elder leads Jerome 2 sets to none. Jason Griefer, Richard Skinner on the call of this one. And Skinny, we talked during that second set, the grit, the determination of Jerome in that second set. We're really going to find out what they're made of here in the third if they let the second get away.
Yeah, we saw Liberty come back from 2 sets down after actually they were kind of dominating the first 2 sets of the match with Moeller, and then only to come back and win and have a couple of match points in their favor before Moeller was able to pull that out. I don't think Jerome was quite as close in talent level as Liberty was perhaps to Moeller. And I think you and I believe that last set was one they had to win to kind of emotionally stay engaged in the match. But let's see what they're made of. They played a great second set.
Well, in this thing here, in this situation, you know, Phil Cagnoli can say, hey, we've been in this spot before. We've had our backs against the wall before. You know, we have the resolve, and they believe they have the talent as well to come back in this set. And we saw with Elder in that second set, as you made a great point, Skinny, not playing their best in that second set, but they made the plays when they had to win, and that's what great teams do.
Yeah, they just got so many pieces. Now, I think if I'm Phil Cagnoli, my speech there in between sets was, guys, let the shirts live for another day.
Yes.
Play for the shirts, man.
We broke these out especially for this. Come on. I at least want the link from where they got those shirts at.
Yeah, they got them from Amazon, they told me. I'd have to figure out from how and why and who and what. Loud shirts is what goes in the search bar.
A double call here on Van Borgendine to start the third set. We weren't advised to the attire that was being busted out here for the state tournament. Otherwise, I would have suggested to Rob Ebel to let's all get team uniforms for us in a similar fashion.
See, I'm old enough, Jason, to have worn a shirt like that in my day.
It's probably been considered fashionable on multiple occasions.
In 1979 it was.
Well, 2022, Jerome trying to bust it back out and get it themselves.
Wear the big gold chain with the open collar, man, you were styling.
All it's missing is the fanny pack.
Yep.
Fuzzy dice hanging from the rearview mirror. Elder leads 2-0 here in the third. Schwally with the infield fly.
Oh, good play.
Good look from the back. Herrera, I think it fooled Elder because there wasn't a lot on that. He found space in the near corner.
His hitting percentage is probably pretty high. He's put a bunch of balls in play.
He's gotten better and better as things have gone along in this match. Connor Kemp, who came on strong in the second to serve here in the third. Long. Harvey was about to play it, and he had 5 gray shirts around him telling him out.
We're a little ways away from the court, right? But you could hear just a collective out. But that's good teammates, right?
Yes,
communication's a big part of this sport.
Will Buskin. Boy, what a play by Kemp off to the side. Guerrera. Buskin could have got called for a double.
Yep. Yeah, that's what Jerome fans are yelling about. And I think they're right.
Buskin clean with the dig this time. Bianco cross court to Mounty. Blocked.
Stayed in, I think. Yep.
That did stay in. Van Borgendine, ball don't lie. Point to Jerome.
Yeah, Van Borgendine and Leffler were both there, and that ball just barely crept in and stayed inbounds. Good call. I did think they got away with a double. Jerome fans sure thought so.
It's only right that they get the point after that one.
And they earned it, so we'll give it to them.
Eckelberry to serve. He's had a fine match thus far. Mounty had to wait on that, and they'll get away with it there. Zimmer cut in front of Mounty and had to wait on it, but was able to find an open space.
And I think it threw the defense off.
Screen for the screener action, if you will.
Yeah.
Here is Bianco. Great in the first, not so much in the second. Now with a good serve here in the third. Cross court, Guerrera. Nice placing again to the back corner, and a beautiful cross court set from Van Borgendine. Well, I tell you, I've been impressed with Kai Van Borgendine as much as anybody else we've seen thus far in this tournament.
He's done a great job setting and also blocking at times.
He is just a junior. A lot of this roster for Jerome are juniors.
Yeah, juniors and sophomores.
Building blocks for sure for the future. Bauer had to wait on
3
that.
seniors on the roster.
Eberhardt off to the side, Bianco. That's going to be a tough play. Schwally at least gets it up off one of the basketball goals.
That's a heck of an effort.
And it hit a banner up above and thus killed it from going over. That's a great effort all around. But Jerome getting Elder in scramble mode. 4-all here in the third. And Van Borgendine. Boy, that is a missile. Unfortunately for Harvey, it caught tape. Yeah. Jerome's caught on to Bianco going with the second, and now Kemp fires one into the net.
One thing for Jerome so far, at least early in this set, I don't get the feel sorry for ourselves attitude after losing that second set in tough fashion.
How many times have we seen a situation like that in any sport where you let a lead get away, you lose that one, and all of a sudden the third set just becomes an avalanche against you?
Especially as the underdog.
Yes. Eckelberry, that's going over and dumped down by Schwally.
Don't give Elder 50-50s. They're going to win 95% of the 50-50s.
I'm glad you're here for the math.
Yeah, I got to have to cipher that one out again.
Mounty, he got away with one of those earlier in the match. When you're good, you get luck on your side as well, and it's 7-4 now in favor of Elder. A bit of danger time now for the Celtics. Eckelberry, beautiful play. Van Borgendine, a little missed time.
It was, but it worked in their favor again.
That wingspan, an arm length of Brady Kilgren playing a factor, and another underclassman for Jerome. Kilgren's just a sophomore. Harvey plays this one even though it was being called to go out. Maurer gets it over, and Jerome cannot scramble enough.
Tell you what, going way high there, Brady Kilgren got a piece of the block, but just too much force of it. Wasn't able to play it back the other way.
See, a young man like Kilgren, the raw pieces are there to be something really, really good in the next 2 years. Just a matter of growing and maturing and putting his game all together. Van Borgendine.
Well, he chose to try to play that not as a 50-50, but tried to set it back. We saw Bianco do that in the last set where he flipped it behind on a 50-50 and it got a point. Unfortunately for Van Borgendine, he set it way too far.
Let's see, both the up official David Barnes and the down official Richard Peck having a laugh at that one, and now Eckelberry's play goes the wrong way. That's a heck of a pass from Guerrera to make that playable for Kemp. Here's Maurer on that right side where he has lived all day long, and he puts it away. And Elder continues to add to its lead. It's now 10-5, and we will get a Dublin Jerome timeout. Elder starting to reassert itself here in set number 3 as they look to close it out here and move on to the semifinals. They've doubled up Jerome at 10-5. Elder 10, Jerome 5 here in set number 3, with Elder already ahead 2-0 in the match. And Fred Harvey, the junior libero for Elder, on serve. Eckelberry not clean with the contact, but still playable over to Kemp. Good job by Kilgren. Deep set will get the Celtics defense reset. Bianco back set to Maurer. Playable. Van Borgendine back set of his own to Eberhardt. That is rejected and up the line and stayed in. Schwally again getting up as high as anybody, and the block perfectly placed on the line.
It's perfect defense. I mean, he had that thing go straight off of his hands and wrists area, straight down the line.
11-5 in favor of Elder. And Borgendine has to reach from behind to get that one perfectly to Connor Kemp. The bump pass over his head, cross court in perfect position. Folks at home, try doing that yourself and see how many times you get it on target.
That's a great point. It's not as easy as a couple of these guys are making it look.
Mounty from the back. Absolute filth off the right hand of Drew Mounty, the player of the year in Ohio.
He is literally the epitome of put a quarter on the top of the backboard, he'll go get it and leave change. I mean, he just skies.
Maurer to play. Nice play off the side by Guerrera. Here is Kemp. Had to go a little wide, cross court, tough angle. Bianco quick into the middle, and it gets it done. Buskin with the put away off the deflection.
That quick middle set, I think, is the hardest one to defend if you can get to it.
You get into such a rhythm of working on the outside.
Yep.
And you drop that, and Bianco well timed. And Bianco maybe a little shaken up after that play. Kind of hunched over as this ball was put in. Kemp through the hands of Buskin this time. Connor Kemp has really come on since the late stages of set number one. But even with that, to your point, we talked about in the first set, Skinny, Jerome right now just unable to put a run together.
Yeah, they're getting occasionally old school side out, right? But can't do much with service.
Mounty with a bad misread there. It'll be an ace for Eberhardt.
And he and Harvey were both right there to play, and that wasn't even really close to going out.
No.
But it happens.
That's why you don't worry when you already have a lead of 5.
Yep.
This time Schwally steps in front. Bianco with the back set. Buskin on the slide. We have not seen Elder break that out very often here in this one. And another pass from Bianco, perfectly placed to Will Buskin.
You're going to see that a lot in the next set with Kellen Gramosiak from Hudson. He will come flying over that right side, and he's got different ways. Plays it down the line, plays it cross court. We have not seen Elder really bust that out here in this match.
Hudson will take on Beaver Creek a little bit later on today, and up the middle is Alex Leffler. The biggest thing for Jerome right now, you look at the scoreboard, you're down 5. You need to put a run together, but at the same time, there's no such thing as a 5-point play.
Right.
You just got to keep working. Bianco to Buskin again. Buskin was already the winner for the best hair in this tournament, and now he's starting to make plays with his hands as well. That is a full head of romaine.
I don't know, man. Olentangy Liberty had no coconut in it. Yeah, he had a nice head.
He did. He had a solid salad. And now Bianco with the block up the line.
Elder.
16-9 in favor of Elder. Buskin took a little off. Van Borgendine, a great job just to make that playable for Guerrera. Bianco cross court, Mounty mishit it. The net violation, though, called against Jerome.
Oh, wow. I didn't think either player. There were 2 players that went up for the block, Van Borgendine 20 and Leffler 21. I didn't think either one of them went into the. Well, now
they're having a discussion here. Jeff Klein, or excuse me, Richard Peck. Richard Peck having a conversation here, and he's still pointing the way of Elder.
I don't know about that.
I didn't see anything.
I didn't either. I thought I was with you. I just thought it was a miss hit. I thought both players went up for the block.
I agree. David Barnes up on the ladder and immediately signaled it, but again, I didn't see it. That's the last thing Jerome needs is those calls like that going against them. Now they're going to take a timeout.
That's almost like backbreaker time, right?
It really is. Jerome doesn't get a call here, and the Celtics in trouble here in the third with Elder starting to pull away, leading 17-9. Elder asserting itself here once again in the third set with a lead of 8. Looking for a sweep into the semifinals. Quick set in the middle. Bianco stabbed it with the left.
Kept it alive.
Eberhardt from the back, dug out by Gruen. Here is Mounty. Took a little off. Eckelberry, nice dig. 50-50. Still kept alive. Guerrera to the back, caught the line.
And no matter what happens, if I'm the Jerome players and I'm head coach Phil Cagnoli, I'm going to point to that point and say, guys, we were down 2-0, down 17-9, and that's what we're made of.
He about went out and tackled Guerrera.
Yep, great effort both ways.
Can't cross the lines onto play. Mounty's touch there, not a good one. Schwally, though, just enough to get through the blockers and take the serve right back. And that's been really the story for Jerome for most of this match. Make a nice play, but you can't return it and get a run going on serve.
Nope. All you're doing is trading points, and that's not going to work when you're down 8.
And not with this guy coming to serve. Kemp, that's a beautiful play on serve, and take it right back. Boy, I tell you, Brady Kilgren has had himself a fine play here in the middle. I've been really impressed with what I've seen from him today.
And you may see him for the next couple of years in this tournament as well, as just a sophomore.
A very good chance of that. Bianco with the back set. He's been so good with those, and now Mounty up on the right side. And to my recollection, Skinny, that might be the first time we've seen Drew Mounty come from the right.
I was going to say, he's been mostly all down the left-hand side, or from the back we've seen him play it from, where he's about to, well, he's going to serve, but he's going to rotate out now as they're going to sub in for him. Coming in is Bradley Lanter. And we may have seen the last of Mounty today if this match finishes out in this set. But yeah, you're right. That's probably the first attack time he's done it from that right side.
Lanter in for the first time in the match. Quick set in the middle. There's Kilgren again off a beautiful feed from Van Borgendine. That's going to be a heck of a combo going into next year. 19-12. Elder still in control, but Jerome not going down without a fight.
But you got to get some kind of run going, and maybe Guerrera could be the guy to do it.
Blocked by Kilgren. Elder regroups, and Schwally has to wait on it. Very playable. Van Borgendine to Kemp. Up the line and got it. Bianco did not agree with that at all, but the line judge on the near side, I thought it hit right on the line.
Yep. Just in that corner.
Think of anything if you're Jerome. If you could just get a run of 3, maybe 4.
Right. Just make Elder feel a little nervous.
And Bianco trying to plead his case to David Barnes, the referee.
I think that was the right call.
I do too. Schwally pokes it over. Nice dig from Eckelberry. Harvey with the back set to Schwally.
That got tipped.
That did get tipped. Sailed long, but because it was tipped at the net, 20-13 in favor of Elder, with Harvey going back to serve. Kemp blocked. And now a double is going to be called against Eberhardt.
I got blocked out on the block. Was that Buskin?
It was.
Yeah. Wow. That was the thump real quick. Try to get some other people in the match. Rudy Hoffmeyer coming in, number 7 to serve.
Heading out is Zimmer.
Sounds like a fan favorite.
Rudy Hoffmeyer, the junior, in for the first time. His team 4 points away from closing the match out. Took a little off that time, a little too much that time. And Sean Tierney not happy with that serve, even with as comfortable the lead as he has. And that's what makes Sean Tierney so great as a coach. Just continues to push his team.
You know something about winning state titles.
And now it gets right back as Helmrich puts it in the net. Sean Tierney seems like he's been at Elder for forever. knows how to win. The spot not unfamiliar to him in any way, shape, or form. Maurer on. And he goes into the net. And Maurer earns a trip to the bench. After that, as Gruen will take his place.
He might have been getting ready to rotate out anyway, but that's a tough one to rotate out on, right?
Yeah. And just walks right by Sean Tierney, doesn't say a word. It's going to be a one-sided conversation anyway. Eberhardt to serve for the Celtics. Oh, that's a wicked serve. Crossed the net and just died. An ace for Eberhardt. Jerome down 6 as the end is close. Long this time.
50-50, no, not even a 50-50.
Missed time to jump. Did Leffler, but got away with it.
I thought that was going to be total 50-50, and it just kept floating to the Jerome side. It was on a tee for Leffler.
Jerome now down 5 here in the third. Elder would like to finish this out, not having to put Mounty or Maurer back in. Bianco to Buskin. Bianco with a spike with the left.
Yeah, spike. He did that, I think, if I remember right, on the very first point of the match. He spiked it on one of those. We've seen him do the quick turn and flip, as setters will occasionally do, and do it well. That time he said, I'm done with this. I'm putting it away with a spike.
He's not a lefty. And that's the amazing thing, as we see Kai Van Borgendine come out likely for the final time as he's getting handshakes and hugs as he heads out.
But just a junior, as you mentioned, and so
he'll be back. But I think right there, maybe just a bit of a waving of the white flag from Phil Cagnoli on his side. Team's still going to fight, but not going to be likely to come up short as Druva. Thimonahali takes his place up front. Nope, never mind. Right back in.
For a second, he's a senior. As Van Borgendine will roll out, so I think you just want to get a senior in there and get a round of applause for Van Borgendine, but maybe you'll get another round of applause for him.
Yeah. Thimonahali, one of the lone senior who hadn't seen action here thus far today, is Buskin misses everything. And
almost took out those coaching staff over there in their crazy shirts.
Yeah, those shirts are non-refundable there. 23-19. Bianco in a crouch position, able to get it to Buskin, and now Elder with that has 5 match points in hand.
And Buskin really changed that up. He could have swung hard. He chose not to, and it really threw the defense off.
Will Buskin with ball in hand to try to send Elder into tomorrow's semifinal. Van Borgendine to Kemp. And now Bianco goes with the left-hand spike again, and it closes it out. Overall, he was the best man on the floor throughout this match here today. And his last 2 points come with left-hand spikes as Elder takes care of business here in the quarterfinal, sweeping a very game Dublin Jerome team.
Yeah, I mean, they came in as the 6th seed out of their own region, unranked in the state. And really, for the most part, did some really good things defensively, but Elder's just got too many answers. I mean, when your setter can get 3 spikes in a match, not just 3 turn and dumps, 3 spikes, you got a lot of ways to counter, man.
It's Jerome fans below us giving their team a standing ovation.
As they should.
What a season for Jerome. This is not the last time we will see them in this venue for sure, but Elder showing why they are the #1 team in the state as they sweep Jerome 14, 27-25 and 25-19 in the third. And that's going to wrap up our quarterfinal coverage here for our ESP Media crew and Richard Skinner. I'm Jason Griefer. Thank you so much for joining us. Elder is on to the semifinals after a sweep over Dublin Jerome here on OHSBBABroadcast.com.